All right, welcome, class. Today, we're getting right into a really fundamental principle. It's all about economic leverage. This is literally what separates financial struggle from true wealth creation. We're going to deconstruct a system that, frankly, you've probably been programmed into, and more importantly, show you the way out. So, let's start with this crucial idea. I want you to really let this sink in. If you're still trading your time for money, you are on a financial treadmill you will never win. Look, this isn't just some catchy phrase. This is the core problem that so many people face, maybe without even realizing it. You know the drill. You wake up, you work, you get paid, you repeat. But that whole cycle, it's a trap. And it's a trap because you are selling the absolute wrong thing. So here's our lesson plan for today. We're going to cover these 6 key areas. Think of this not just as information, but as a complete system for totally rethinking how you generate income. All right, let's dive right into part 1, the time for money trap. We're going to talk about why hard work on its own just doesn't equal wealth. It's time to dissect that conventional wisdom because you know what? It's broken. So let me ask you this, and I want you to genuinely think about it. Have you ever noticed that the hardest workers are almost never the richest people? I mean, we're all taught that hard work is the secret sauce, right? But just a quick look around tells you that's not the whole story. This one question, it really challenges the very foundation of how we're taught to think about earning a living. And look, here it is in black and white. You've got the hardest workers on one side, security guards, cleaners, drivers, people putting in immense effort. And on the other side, the richest people, investors, creators, people who build systems. You see that disconnect? It's so clear. The variable that really creates wealth isn't just about pure effort. It's all about how your value is structured, how it's monetized. So here's the brutal truth about selling your time. Your income is capped, period. There's a hard ceiling because there are only 24 hours in a day. Your energy gets drained, your freedom is completely restricted, and your number one asset, your time, is finite. You can't make more of it. So when you sell it, you're not just capping your income, you're literally capping your life. Okay, so that brings us to section 2, the leverage principle. This is the critical shift in perspective we need to make. This is where we stop being a cog in the machine and start becoming the architect of the machine. This right here, this is the fundamental mindset shift. It all boils down to the question you're asking yourself. The employee mindset asks, how many hours can I possibly work? That's a question about limitation. But the value creator mindset, it asks, how many people can I serve with one single effort? See the difference? That's a question about scale, about impact. And that leads us to the key concept for today, value monetization. So what is it? It's simply the process of turning what you know, what you can do, or what you've experienced into scalable income. You do this by packaging it as value, not as hours. You stop selling your time and you start selling solutions and results. Okay, let's move on to the 3 levels of income. It's really important to figure out where you are on this ladder right now so you can see exactly where you need to go next. So, check out this income ladder. Level 1 is time-based. This is where most people are, getting paid for hours worked. Think salary, wages, hourly freelancing. It's basically survival mode. Then you've got level 2, which is skill-based. This is better, for sure. You're paid for your expertise, consulting, coaching, specialized services. But it's still limited because it's tied to your time. The real game changer is level 3, value-based. Here, you're paid for results and systems. Think online courses, digital products, licensing. This is where your income is finally truly decoupled from the hours you put in. This is where you find real scale. So why do so many people get stuck on those lower levels? You know, it's almost never because they don't have something valuable to offer. It's because of these roadblocks, these limiting beliefs. People undervalue what they know. They overvalue the idea of job security. They're afraid of being visible. And they just don't have a structure for monetizing their value. They don't realize that the thing they take for granted could be an absolute game changer for someone else. All right, which brings us to the most practical part of this whole lesson, the value monetization framework. Enough theory, right? Let's get into the actual 4-step system you can use to start packaging your own value. But before I just give you the steps, I want you to think about this question. What unique problem can you solve for other people? I mean, what do your friends or your family already ask you for help with? What's that thing you're the go-to person for? That right there is the seed of your value. Okay, here it is, your 4-step blueprint. Step 1 is to identify your value. You got to pinpoint your unique knowledge, your skills, your experiences. Step 2, package it. Turn that value into a repeatable system, a method, a framework. Step 3 is to position it. You need to clearly communicate who it's for and the specific result it delivers. And finally, step 4, price it. And this is key. You price the transformation, not the time it took you to create it. That's how you turn what's in your head into a tangible asset. All right, so that's the framework. But let's make this really concrete. Let's move from theory to practice and look at a couple of real-world case studies to see how this actually works. This is where it'll all click into place. So, here's case study number 1. We've got a social media manager, super talented, knows her stuff. But she's stuck in that time-based model. She manages, say, 3 client accounts for an hourly fee or a retainer. The problem? Her income is completely capped by the number of clients she can personally handle. It's just not possible for her to manage 100 clients at once. But now, watch the pivot. She takes that exact same skill and becomes a social media strategist. She creates an online course that teaches her unique Instagram growth system. She builds it once, and now she can sell it to thousands of people at the same time. That is the power of leverage in action. Let's look at another classic example, the fitness trainer. Again, a highly skilled pro, but they're in the time-based trap. They train maybe 10 clients a day, one-on-one, and get paid per session. What happens if they get sick or want to take a vacation? That's right, they don't earn a dime. Their income is directly tied to them showing up. And here's the beautiful transition. Same expertise, completely different model. They become a fitness architect. They design a 12-week transformation program, a digital program that they can sell to thousands of people all over the world. They've gone from being a local service provider to a global value creator. Their potential is now completely uncapped because they're selling the result, not the 1-hour session. Okay, theory is great, but it's nothing without application. So this final section is all about your implementation plan. This is your homework. These are the steps I want you to take as soon as this is over. But before we get to the actual steps, I need you to internalize this one core idea. Money flows to value, not to effort. So you have to shift your entire focus. Stop thinking about working harder and start thinking about how can I create more value. That is the fundamental truth of building wealth. So here are your first steps, and please do not overthink this. Just start. 1. Write down 3 skills you have. 2. Identify 3 problems that those skills can solve for other people. 3. Create one simple offer, a simple package that offers a solution. And 4. Start sharing that value online. Don't wait for it to be perfect, just start moving and build some momentum. And I want to leave you with this vision for your future. I want you to imagine this. Create value once and let it pay you forever. Imagine waking up in the morning and seeing income that was earned while you were sleeping. Not from your work that day, but from value you created weeks or months or even years ago. That's not a pipe dream. That is what true financial freedom looks like. Look, if this lesson has started to shift your perspective, then your real journey is just beginning. This is the foundation. Once you master this system, you stop chasing money and money starts chasing the value you create. If you want to continue this journey, subscribe to AJ Media for more teachings on mindset, personal development, value monetization, business, and wealth building. Thank you.